A quiet summer evening in Edinburgh. A widowed mother alone in her home. Then, violence so shocking, so personal, that decades later, Scotland still shudders at the name Janet Brown. Who killed her? And why has justice never been served? This is not just another cold case. This is a story of fear, mystery, and a family forever broken. Welcome to the channel. Here, we dive into the coldest true crime cases, unsolved mysteries, and stories that still haunt communities. If you want these forgotten cases to stay alive, and maybe even spark new attention, subscribe, like, and share. Today, we uncover the unsolved murder of Janet Brown, a case frozen in time for over half a century. Before we begin, please note, this video is made with the deepest respect for Janet Brown, her family, and the Edinburgh community. Our purpose is not to sensationalize this tragedy, but to share her story, raise awareness, and keep the call for justice alive. Some viewers may find the details distressing, so please proceed with care. Janet Brown was 51 years old, living in a modest home in the Morningside area of Edinburgh, a widow raising 2 children. She was described as kind, reserved, but strong. Neighbors remembered her as someone who valued privacy, yet always had a friendly word for others. She had no known enemies, no history of disputes. In every way, Janet seemed like the least likely target for violence, which makes the brutality of her death all the more chilling. On June 20th, 1970, Janet spent the evening at home. Her daughter returned the next morning and discovered a scene that would change her life forever. Janet had been beaten to death inside her own home. The level of force shocked investigators. They believed it was not just an attack. It was rage. Yet, curiously, nothing was stolen. Her valuables, her belongings, even money, untouched. This detail pushed detectives away from burglary and towards something much darker, a personal attack. Police launched one of Edinburgh's largest investigations of the decade. Detectives interviewed neighbors and canvassed the area. Witnesses reported seeing a man loitering near Janet's house the night of the murder. He was never identified. Forensic methods in 1970 were limited. DNA testing didn't exist. Investigators had fingerprints, fibers, and witness accounts, but nothing solid enough to charge anyone. They followed multiple leads. A possible intruder who entered through the back. A man from Janet's past who may have harbored resentment. Even unknown visitors who could have been stalking her. But as weeks turned into months and then years, the case began to slip into silence. Edinburgh in the 1970s was a city on edge. While violent crime was relatively rare, the murder of a middle-aged woman in her own home sent shockwaves. Newspapers followed the case for months, but updates grew fewer as police ran out of leads. For the community, it was a reminder that safety is fragile, even in quiet neighborhoods. For Janet's children, it meant growing up without answers, haunted by what they had lost. Several theories have emerged over the decades. Burglary gone wrong. Perhaps the killer panicked and attacked Janet, but left without stealing anything. But why leave valuables behind? Personal vendetta. The violence suggested anger, even hatred. Could it have been someone from her past? A rejected suitor? A hidden grudge? Stranger attack. The mysterious man loitering near her home has never been explained. Was he watching Janet? Waiting for the right moment? Connection to other unsolved murders. Some locals speculated her death could be linked to other unsolved Scottish murders in the late 1960s and 70s, suggesting a serial attacker who was never caught. The truth is, cases like Janet Brown's face a major obstacle: limited forensic science. With no DNA profiling available until the 1980s, crucial evidence may have been collected but couldn't be tested. Cold case investigators today sometimes re-examine old files, but whether Janet's evidence survived or whether it could yield answers with modern science is still unclear. What is clear is that her case has never officially closed. When we tell these stories, it's not just about the crime. Janet Brown was a real woman, a mother, a neighbor, a friend. She was more than her death. By remembering her story, we honor her life and remind the world that unsolved cases matter, because behind every headline is a grieving family still waiting for justice. More than 50 years later, Janet Brown's killer has never been identified. Could modern forensic science one day unlock the truth? Or will this case remain one of Scotland's most haunting mysteries? Janet Brown was more than a victim. She was a beloved mother, neighbor, and friend. Her family has lived for decades without answers, but her memory deserves justice. If you have any information that could help, please contact Police Scotland. And if you found this video informative, please honor Janet's memory by liking, subscribing, and sharing her story, because awareness is often the first step toward answers. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And remember, justice delayed doesn't have to mean justice denied.